Welcome home, family and fellow citizens of the African Order. I'm here with another video, and the topic of this discussion is black on black crime. How can we really stop it? You know, this topic always comes up on social media. I see it all the time. Whenever I have a conversation with people, they always bring it up. They want me to just forget everything else about blacks being underemployed, underpaid, overworked, over prosecuted, over sentenced, lack of opportunities. They want me to ignore all these things and just focus on black crime. Well, you have white on white crime, brown on brown crime, yellow on yellow crime. Every race kills amongst itself because that's where you have the most opportunities, when you're amongst your own. So everybody does it. But see, I'm not concerned about everybody else. I'm just concerned about my people. And the fact of the matter is, this is not where we come from. We don't come from a society of people that do this to one another. When this is a residual effect from slavery, when you take Africans from their land and in the process of making them slaves, you strip them of their disciplines, this is what you have left over. So when you say, stop black on black crime, you have to have substance to it. Self-love is the opposite of black on black crime. It have to have a foundation, or it'll never stick. You can't build upon it. We can't love each other without uniting and having dependence. And how do we depend on each other? We don't work together. We don't build anything together. So if they stop the violence amongst each other, then what? An idle mind is a devil's workshop. You could take undisciplined people and separate them. But if you don't give them anything to do to occupy them, they'll go right back to doing what they was doing previously. So that makes me think, what would a parent do? Or a leader. I know as a parent, if I had kids that were fighting amongst each other, which some fighting is healthy. But when you see it get to the point of violence amongst each other and they just can't get along, you fighting within the house, but then you got tons of friends outside the house. Now I got to intervene. I got to come in and check this and stop this right now. Because I'm just a self-appointed leader of my people. This is what I do to try to correct our behaviors and get us to get back to building our own businesses and institutions. As an actual leader, I don't understand why there hasn't been a talk or something done to address this, because it's not just about just telling them to stop the violence. You have to do something to take up that time and space. As a parent, if I see this behavior going on, I would make them embrace each other. You're gonna hug each other, and you're gonna stay there until I feel that you love your brother, you love your sister. And if you got to stay there all night, all day, I don't care. You're not moving until I'm satisfied. You have to do that, or deprive them of things. You can't go outside. You can't play with your toys. You can't do this. No dessert. No, you got to deprive them. You just can't just tell them to stop. And the fact of the matter is, we don't rely on each other. We don't depend on each other. That's the biggest problem for nothing. We don't work together. We don't build anything together. When we need something for our family or need some money, we don't open up businesses together. Nothing. All these things we do with other people. So this is why there's the black on black crime, because we don't work together. And everybody else, that's what we working for. So if we turn to everybody else, we'll never be able to turn to ourselves. And once you do that, that's where the real solution come up. That's when you not only see the black violence die down, you see the black evolution come up. So the fact when you have no culture, no heritage, no native tongue, undisciplined behavior is all that's left. And then it's unchecked. There's nothing there to govern it. This is why the violence just pops up and it springs to the point where we actually killing each other. So, if blacks really want the violence to stop, we have to have a process where we put back the culture, the heritage, our traditions that will suppress these negative behaviors. But we also have to keep in mind, a restored black race of people act differently than in the descendants of slaves. They don't build for other people. They build for themselves. They don't love no other race more than they love themselves. And we protect and we defend what we accomplish. We govern ourselves. We protect and inspire our people. We tend to our children, our wives. We act totally different. So you can't just be like, stop the violence and then just have the people just walking around mindless. When you stop the violence and put in place all the things necessary to stop it, we're not going to be content working for other people. We're not going to be content building for other people. I heard, it was so sad. I heard Stephen A. Smith said that when he wake up in the morning, the first thing he think of is how to make my boss more money. And the second thing he think of is how he can get his boss to give him more money. That mentality there is the essence of self-hate and black on black crime. Stephen A. Smith, boss, is not black. And when the first thought that come across your mind is how can you make a rich person richer, a wealthy person wealthier, that's the first thought that come across your mind. And then how can you get him to give you more money? You know how? By being negative towards your own people. That's how. Because as soon as you start speaking up for black people, they snatch you right off the air. And until we start doing things where we can put black people on social media, on TV, speaking up for our people, preaching black love above all other, and they faces there constantly, that'll start to change the track that our people are on. But as soon as, like I've been put in Facebook jail so many times, and I'm like, what could I have possibly said to be banned for 30 days? And all I preach is blacks building for themselves, blacks building their own communities, and keeping whites out. And next thing I know, I'm blocked. And then that, when other black people see that, they say, see, he talking that black stuff again. And that takes that out their mind. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to talk about it. And that keeps us separated. So we can't be a united people if we even scared to communicate with each other. Because every time we use these formats, they could take it away from us. We need to have, like I say, put together process so that we can start seeing positive people like myself and others talking about blacks building for themselves, building their own institutions, governing themselves, establishing their own economic floor, building businesses and industries without all the hurdles. Well, we don't have to settle for being equal to nobody. We can elevate to our own heights. That's when you start doing all that, you won't have black on black crime then. You won't have the self-hate. You won't have the negativity. You have black empires. You have black communities. So these are the things that we're going to have to do if this is what you truly want. Now, do you want to continue with the black on black violence? Or do you want to restore our people back to where they were? Our culture, our heritage, our language, our precepts and norms, and get back to the black on black love that we once had? Or is that really a choice? I'm going to end this message here. And if you like it, please share it. And if you like this content, consider subscribing to my channel. And with this video, as with all my videos, it is for the complete liberation of my people. And I see you in my next message. Ashe.